Alright everybody, Brad Warren here. Just want to walk you through my Dann Huff custom preset for the Line 6 Helix. You can find it by searching Brad Warren Music, Dann Huff Cleans at Line 6 Custom Tone website. Let's dive right in. First up, we've got the core clean sound I've dialed up. No compressor on this. Right into the front of a Cali 4 rhythm, channel 1. Got the drive down at 3.6, bass at 4.0, mid at 6.3, treble at 6.3, presence at 6.1, channel volume 8.7, master at 8.0. These guys are pretty much dead in the center. And then scooped out the post EQ, similar to how I've heard Dan describe talking about his Mesa Boogie setup in some YouTube video interviews, as well as mimicking after, I think it was the Fractal Axe FX settings that they have for Dann Huff, or maybe it was the S gear. I don't exactly remember. But that gives you this sound right here. So that's the core tone for that. There's the amp. Here's what we've got for the cab. Got a pretty steep high cut at 5.7, just because those highs can get away from you on these cleans. You can see on this amp, there's quite a bit of high end dialed in, and that kind of tames it a little bit, especially by using a ribbon mic on it. Volume pedal. Got a spring reverb after the cab on this one, just for this sound. After the spring reverb, kind of following the way Dan would set stuff up on his sessions. Got a tri-chorus afterwards. You can see the settings on that. The center is pretty much not being chorused on this one. Next thing up that's on after this is the delay, giving us a nice little bit of a ping-pongish sound with a pretty long delay time of 835 milliseconds. In the mix, kind of high. Most things end up being in the mix by about 15-20% for things that I actually use. So that gives that bump, ba-da-da-da. So I like it. So let's check out the next Snapshot. Is a clean compressed Snapshot, which is the exact same setup as Snapshot 1. It's just got a compressor on the front end. So it can tame your humbuckers or your single coils. Just, it gives you another option for clean. Clean, this has also got the compressor in the same, but this just adds another delay which you can tap. So you can use the tap button, tap in a tempo you want, and have your delays synced up. You're still going to have this, well, actually you're not. You're not going to have the same delay on that was there before. It's just another Adriatic delay that you can tap the tempo for. All right, so after that, got a double chorus. So this adds on another tri-chorus. It leaves the compressor on the front end. Adds on another tri-chorus in addition to this one. And this time, the center is being chorused, and the left and right are being chorused even more, which gives a kind of a, gives a weird kind of sound. So there's that. Let's check out Snapshot 4, or Snapshot 5 is just a duplicate of Snapshot 2. Left that there because sometimes, you know, your feet get squirrely. And don't click on the right thing. Another clean delay sync. Copy of that, just so your feet can go whichever direction you want to get to those. Some of you might not want it to go straight across to 4. And I stuck in a couple of slight overdrive options in here. I'm going to make a separate overdrive patch, which sounds a little better. It was a little much to run multi-amps, multi-cabs, and all stereo effects. Like when doing the mono effects, like I would plug into my amplifier, it's pretty easy to do those, use combinations of overdrives and distortions or even preamps to get the tones worked out. But setting this up to run direct through a mic cable and all the effects in stereo, it's pretty DSP heavy as it is. So here's a couple of options here. Here's one more for like your solo stuff. And that's got still compression on the front end because it looks like Dan leaves that on a lot in the different presets for other platforms I've seen for him. So first up for this delay is going to be a Scream 808, simply because you can see there was not enough DSP to throw the prize drive or the no bells in front of it. So got a Scream, got the tone rolled off a little bit because they can get harsh. Shania lick. So it could be useful for something like that. So on the delayed overdrive, Snapshot 7 also works pretty well for that solo. We also have that Tube Screamer stacked into the Tone Sovereign. You can see the settings there just to tighten up the Tube Screamer by itself because it is kind of dark. And speaking of dark, we also have the Dark Overdrive. All right, now both of those overdrive patches, I did swap the cab to a 412 V30 with a pretty steep high cut as well. Using a ribbon mic, using the offset 45 degree miking just to cut those highs a little bit because it can get harsh. So that's a quick rundown of the Dann Huff Cleans preset that you can find in Line 6 Custom Tone. Just search Brad Warren Music and look for Dann Huff Cleans, and you'll find this preset made just for you. Hope you enjoy. We'll catch you next time.